And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of 2 there, second down. Here we go on 2nd and 12. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. Uchenna Nwosu in there to get him. And on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. 1st and 2nd down were a disaster. Both went backwards. Now it's 3rd and 18. They need something big. Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. So good coverage there defensively as it looks like they'll force a punt on this opening drive of the 3rd.
Well, let's coach them up a little bit from right here in the booth. That's exactly what they needed to do. They need to start stringing together some stops, turning the ball over back to their offense, and trying to get back into this game.
Yeah, a couple scores down, but they can eat into that quickly with a nice drive here on the other side. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the segment?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
The backup Murray, his first throw. And he comes back with one complete. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down. Throwing on first down is Murray. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Nash. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10.
Check 99. Check 99.
Murray now on first down. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. A big play there with touchdown number 7 on the year as his guys are back within a single score. Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll make our score 14-7. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession. That was punt the football because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And very little daylight there. They'll get a couple up to the 44. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's 2nd and 8. Catch is made by Hawkinson, the tight end. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Watch the safety creep.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Going right side here, and that's complete. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. And the Jaguars send out their punter. He'll boot it away from about his 35. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. That'll be out of bounds, and how good was that? They'll say the 3-yard line. That's where they spot it.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
And from that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. On 1st down, it's Curtis. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
And that run there does nothing but juice up the guys who are moving the football. I mean, if you're an offensive lineman, people running it, actually the guy calling plays, you're almost jumping up and down in jubilation, aren't you?
Yeah, now you've got options on 2nd down.
And big-time options. You might want to think about play action and try and get something cheap right here over the top.
On 2nd and a couple, Murray. And a diving grab. I think he got that, yes. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Watch the pass. Check 9, check 9. Watch twist, watch twist, watch twist. Twist. Undercrook.
1st down, Murray. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Murray looks to throw again, 2nd and 10. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. A 2nd down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3. Flush to his right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield.
We got double up, double up. Kill.
They're going for it. It's Murray. He goes full extension, and he's got it. 4th down, no problem. 19 yards that time, and now it's 1st and 10. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Murray now on 1st down. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Glover. A good pickup there, 21 yards. From the red zone, here's the Heisman Trophy winner, Murray. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A 16-yard touchdown. As they can now even this game here in the 4th quarter with the extra point. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And an important one that is, as we are all tied now early in this 4th quarter. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Second and 3 at the 32-yard line.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. 2nd and 3. Now he'll escape to his left. Oh, he'll try and throw it deep to the other side of the field. And that's caught inside the 30. A big third down play there for the Jags. 42 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. They're going to look to throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. And now we'll get a timeout. Looks like we've got a Jaguar and some discomfort down there on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. Back to throw here. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. And they're going to bring this one back. It's a fumble return, a scoop and score for the Vikings. So how about that play? We had a tie ball game. Defense comes up huge. That's the definition of a big play for this defensive unit.
Not something that you see that happens often to a guy like, let's say, Jamal Charles. Remember 2015? Fumbled it in a key situation.
Roby, right?
Yes, exactly right. Bradley Roby picked it up and altered the ball game.
Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And we have seen a lot on the scoreboard here in this quarter. So sometimes you talk to me about tendency breakers on offense. These defenses struggling. Are there tendency breakers on defense? And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way down to the 24-yard line. It's a big play for the Jaguars. 53 yards. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. DJ Chark, the intended target, but it'll be 2nd down. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball down the field as well.
That's going to be caught. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. T.J. Hockenson, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as they can now even this game here in the 4th quarter with the extra point. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were competent enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
I got it. 95 is the sand. No, check. He's Mike. Hey, watch the slant. Watch the slant. Check 25. 26. Yeah. Check 50. Hey, alert 3. Oh, try. Shut up.
Murray again, 2nd and 10. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Brian Burns in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Murray with a 3rd and long. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
The Vikings send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. And it's fielded at the 34. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They need to get this around the 40 to have a chance to win it in regulation. From the 40, it's a 57-yard field goal, so that gives you a gauge.
And all they're trying to do now is pick up yardage in good chunks and get out of bounds to stop the clock. If they end up running a play and get tackled in bounds, they're worried the clock may run out on them and finish the game.
And they'll have to be careful how they handle this. Some pretty good games all weekend. We may have saved the best for last. This Monday night game has been a dandy. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. 2nd and 11. Over the middle, complete. That's Roth. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 29-yard line.
Okay, there's 3 timeouts left, right?
Think you got to use one here, don't you?
No doubt about it. I'd use one right here.
The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock.
Let's go, deep, tighten up. Let's go, deep, slam.
They'll run on 1st down. Cunningham. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to almost certainly win the football game. And his kick here is good. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. He hasn't missed a kick all year. Why would he start now?
That's a great question, isn't it? Well, maybe because that was the most nerve-wracking kick he had to attempt all year. But he knocked it through just like it was an easy chip shot.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Let's go.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. So you're right there, but obviously the clock is not your friend. How do you handle this situation?
You're thinking 2 plays. One, to get yourself in position for the second one, whether you're able to get into field goal range or you have to try another deep pass, another Hail Mary, but you're trying to get the first one to a receiver, get out of bounds, and give yourself a chance to set things up for an easier shot at it.
We'll see if they can do it. Might be easier said than done. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep down, and that's caught inside the 30. And he is finally out of bounds, but he gets all the way down right around the 20. A big play there for Minnesota. 45 yards. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. With 2 seconds left in regulation, this to force overtime. And he got it. The kick is gone, and a fantastic finish here on a Monday night. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he'd taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They're set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing, because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And he comes back with one complete. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 10 yards there, good enough for a Jags first down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Cunningham looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 16. A costly mistake here in OT.
And you know what they say, when you throw an interception like that in overtime, you don't usually get a chance to throw a second one. I mean, I'm not sure of the analytics on it. Let's ask Marvin, our statistician, to ring that down for us. That's typically how coaches and teams feel about it. If you throw one, you likely cost yourself the game.
Safe. Switch. Go. Baby, I got you. Deuce. Shit.
First throw of overtime from Murray. And he will be hit from behind and run over. Wow. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle.
Under 10. 10. Check. Let's go. Yeah. Gotta do better. Come on.
What can Murray do now with his drive? Flushed out right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Watch safety. Safety's creeping. 95's Mike. Watch 95. And let's get this. SOS. Check. Boom. Check. Check hot. Hot. Check 25. Check 25.
From the gun on third down, Murray escaping the pressure right. And that will be incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on third down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a fourth down decision.
And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line.
You rarely call your punter a weapon, but he certainly was there. How about that? Pinning him down at the 1-yard line and helping out the defense in a big way. I'm telling you what, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I might be thinking safety right now.
Mike 51. Mike 51.
Back to throw now in his own end zone. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down. This being their second opportunity in overtime, third overall drive, see if they can settle into a rhythm.
And that's what you're looking for. Get a few first downs, move the ball downfield, have some confidence, get yourself in a spot where you can at least kick a field goal to win it. But I tell you this, if I'm the play caller, I'm looking at that part of my sheet that says playmakers. Get the ball in their hands, critical situation, now's their time.
51 to Mike. 51. I got him. Go, Mike 51. Mike 51.
They'll throw again from their own end zone. Open man, he's got him, the tight end, Hockenson. And he's going to get this up to the 24-yard line. Good work after the catch, going to net him 23 and a first. Backed up deep in their own territory, they were in search of a cushion, and the cushion was found.
And you have to think total game, even in overtime. As a head coach, field position still counts in this spot. So they had to get out from the shadow of their own goal line.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. They'll be down to just one remaining as we step aside here in overtime. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long.
Mike 51. Here we go, dude. Here I come. Mike 51. Mike 51. Here we go.
He'll drop to throw. He's going to float this over the middle deep. It got his man complete. And he will finally be taken down, but not before he reaches the 38. Now another timeout called for by the offense. They'll be left with just one remaining here at OT. So how about this for a change in field position? From inside the 10, here's first down on the other side of the field. Doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. That one good for 37 yards.
Now that was a big run. It takes them all the way down to the 1-yard line, and that'll shake the confidence of any defense. So when they're looking for a little bit of support now, looking at their defensive coordinator, if I'm him, I dial up some pressure. I just go after him, because otherwise you're still playing back on your heels, and that's not going to help your defense at all.
So possible disaster there. It's an empty possession, and there's no worse time to have an empty possession than the first drive of overtime.
Yeah, and remember the situation now, Brandon. It's sudden death from here on out. You can bet he's begging for a chance to redeem himself. But the question now is, will that chance ever come?
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. After the incompletion, here's second and 10 from the 20. Now a give, right side. Curtis. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. And with just 2 seconds remaining, the timeout is called here in OT.
Brings up third and 3.
Watch the curl. Wheel. Check the hot read. That's it.
Murray going to try to throw on third down. Eluding the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's fourth down. This one took us deep into the night, but in the end, after 5 quarters, we're unable to determine a winner.
Well, can I say it? I think it's a fair outcome.